Hello, everyone. Welcome to the second Zora workshop. Good to see you all again this week. So today's workshop is by Farcaster, and we will be hearing from Linda, who is just getting an invite to join the screen. And looking forward to this workshop. Hi, Linda.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's great to have you here. I'll hand over to you now.
Awesome. Well, yeah, thanks for attending, everyone. I am here to talk about Farcaster Mini Apps. For context, I'm on the Farcaster team working on the developer ecosystem. Joined it about 3 months ago. Prior to that was building on top of Farcaster, so very familiar with building on Farcaster and kind of the benefits of building mini apps. So happy to help answer any questions. Would love to just make this as interactive as possible. So please, as you have questions, please, write in the chat and ask. Otherwise, I'll share a bit. Let's see, share screen. Cool. Awesome. Okay, so I think you all should be able to see my screen right now. Let me just double check. Yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, what are Farcaster Mini Apps? So Farcaster, actually, is this, it's like showing up really weird for me. Farcaster Mini Apps are just mini apps that exist within Farcaster social feed. So what's really unique about Farcaster, so if you've seen like Telegram mini apps or WeChat mini apps, you have these like full-on like web applications that exist within Telegram and WeChat. But what's really cool is when you combine it with Farcaster, you have this like permissionless social graph that you can plug into. So you pull in all of this like social context, and then people can also share the mini app within the social feed. So that's like a really compelling way of having some of these like apps get discovered and go viral. So you can kind of think of it like the early days of Facebook having Farmville, where people, all kinds of devs can build applications on top, but in Farcaster's case, it's permissionless to build on top of. And so you don't have to worry about having the centralized platform pull out from underneath you. So that's really exciting to be building on top of. That's what drew me to build on Farcaster in the first place. What's also really unique here is we actually have on-chain transactions supported within Farcaster. And so we have like our own embedded wallet in the Farcaster app. And Coinbase Wallet is also building a Farcaster client. So there's going to be a wallet there, and they have millions of users that should be going live in a couple months. It's in beta right now. If someone wants access to it, please let me know. I have some beta codes where you can take a look. And so because you can have these mini apps support on-chain transactions, you can actually reward users for using this mini app. You can actually monetize from having people do on-chain transactions within the mini app. So obviously you can have people like minting NFTs. You could have people coining a post. You could have people collecting rewards and distributing funds for payouts. So a lot of like design space is really unlocked here. One thing the team worked on is making sure that you can easily convert existing web apps. There's, it should be relatively quick. Like there's a lot of teams that I've worked with, and they're able to convert their existing web app in maybe like an hour or less. So it can be very straightforward. And then use cases vary a ton, and I'll show a bunch of different use cases. It can be games. Games are like incredibly popular just because you can imagine like in a social context, people love to play games and share their scores with others and compete. Like one of the mini apps that's going viral right now is a New York Times crossword puzzle kind of equivalent, and people race and kind of compare times that they took to complete the actual crossword puzzle. So I think it's there's a lot of really cool games that you can explore. There's also, like I said, NFT minting, prediction markets are also popular ones. DeFi, I think, is just starting to get more popular. Like the most popular one right now is Morpho, where you can earn yield on your USDC and ETH. Personality tests work really well. This is like a few examples where it's like you can analyze like all your past cast history, and you can actually like determine, you know, what kind of personality type you are, or some attributes. So like a popular one that went viral the other day was like, which Hogwarts house are you based off your prior cast history. The cool part there is like you don't need to have permission to pull in all this like cast data, because it's all part of the network. And so users don't have to like give an email address or something like that. And it's not like prohibitively expensive to pull this information. So lots of different types. So the other part is like, oh yeah, I will. So just saw the question. So I will give access, ping me at, I guess, Linda on Farcaster. And then I will give out access codes to Coinbase Wallet. How do you get access to Zora channel? I don't know who hosts that channel, but I can take a look. And if you're interested, just ping me and I can like send a message to that person and give access. Cool. So why build a mini app in the first place? I think it is like one of the best ways to just get your first 1,000 users. Farcaster team has spent 5 years building out a social network, which is just like incredibly hard to do. So if you can leverage the work that they have done in order to bootstrap your own like user base, I think that that is very compelling. That's why we decided to build on top of it prior to joining the team. And so you like user count wise, we have about 1 million Farcaster accounts, and then about like maybe 70,000 daily active users right now. And you're able to basically launch this mini app and get in front of your first few thousand users. What's also like super cool and underrated here is that if you're building on top of Farcaster app, you have like built-in DM functionality. So as you see which users are using your mini app, you can actually contact them directly and you can ask them for feedback. And there's like a much tighter feedback loop, and you're able to iterate a lot quicker based off my experience and just a lot of teams that we've worked with. And so one huge benefit is like when you are building the mini app, they have users within the feed, like you're able to like share the mini app. So like an example here is like a user posts a mini app within a feed, and then they're able to like other users can click on it and discover and open. And then if you add a share on Farcaster button, you're able to then have users share that within their own feed. So this mechanism to go viral. So like I like literally one of the most common feedback items that I give when I talk to mini app devs is just like, just add a share on Farcaster button. Like it's a missed opportunity because it allows your mini app to go viral, and this user is willing to distribute to, you know, their own followers. So make sure to add that. And then as I mentioned, like we have our own embedded wallet. So you can have these like on-chain transactions, and hugely underrated benefit is you actually have the ability to notify users that add your mini app. And so you can do notifications and actually send them updates if there's like some new release, or there's like a new reward pool or some like challenge going on. This has been like a really great way for like mini app devs to retain their users. I would say just like if you do this, like making sure that you find a balance where you're not like spamming your users. I mean, it's like anything, right? Like you want to make sure that they're high signal messages and that they're not going to like unsubscribe from it or something like that. So that's my one caveat there. And then let's see, okay, so mini app examples. Yeah, I'm going to go over a few just so you have some more concrete understanding of maybe some design spaces. I think asset test is a cool one to highlight because we recently built like minimized mini apps. So you can actually on web like minimize a mini app and on mobile where you can have that like audio playing in the background while you're scrolling the feed. And so this lends really well to like audio type stuff where you can actually like have the user still listening. And asset test is a good example. of a mini app because you can still hear like their radio show where they have music, and you can mint the radio show episodes, but you can still like continue to use Farcaster feed. So you're meeting users where they are, and you're having it play on the side. The other piece is I think noise is a good example, where they allow users to set allowances. If you like recast, comment, or quotecast on an interaction, you can automatically give like whatever amount you want to set to that user you're interacting with. And this allows users to accumulate a balance. This is only really possible with Farcaster right now because like every user by default has a crypto address. So therefore anyone can send to another user in the network, and any user can receive those funds. And you can adjust it for all kinds of different tokens. So I think that those are cool ones to highlight. So let me share my iPhone. 1 second. Okay, cool. So iPhone mirroring. Yeah, awesome. So the way that you find the Mini App Explorer page is going to just be on like the bottom here. So once you go to this page, this is equivalent of our App Store. You have like featured mini apps at the top that people can interact with. You have like trending mini apps. And this algo is just based off of like mini app usage. And so like times the mini apps were opened, and then also on-chain transactions. And so this is ranked accordingly. We also have actually like after this like hackathon, you can also receive rewards. So it just ended an hour ago, so that's why the leaderboard is being refreshed. But we actually give out $5,000 in weekly rewards to mini app devs, to the top 50, and so that's pro rata. And it's a very similar algo as the trending leaderboard. It's just, I would caveat that there's like a higher weight towards like higher signal users on Farcaster versus just like any transactions in open. So yeah, highly recommend checking this out, because this is a way that you can actually receive like retro rewards if you built something and had people use it. And then the other, let's see, the other piece here I wanted to highlight, we have like a section where users can add their mini apps. So this is where like people can keep track of their mini apps. And then recently added this like editor's choice where there's like different themes. So right now we're featuring some like monad mini apps in the ecosystem. So that's the section. And then let me show some of the examples. So you have acid test. So this one is great because, as I mentioned, you're able to play audio. So this was like a Clanker episode.
What happened recently in New York?
So you can have this like audio playing, but you can minimize it, and it's still playing.
Or being removed from Clanker.
So
this was the first time I heard about it.
I think this is like really cool, and you can collect this, and you can. What's also really cool is because you have this like social graph context, you can actually see like who else is collecting and how much they did, which I think just like leverages the primitives of Farcaster really well. You also have, so Farville is one of our most popular. They are the equivalent of Farmville on top of Farcaster. They I think did a really, really great job first, just like building it out, and that it's a very like seamless experience. But one thing that I think they did, I don't have seeds, but you can go to the market, and one thing they did really well is you can actually, like, let's say you need seeds in your inventory, so you can actually request these seeds, and it goes out into the Farcaster social feed. And so I just shared here that like I'm looking for these like potato seeds, and then this mini app will pop up with a customized image. And so I can cast this out, and you can see that now anyone can discover this in my feed, and then they can open this mini app up and it goes straight into Farville. So I think that Farville, like, just, it was so great at leveraging like custom images, and they really pop out because like you want users to feel like there's something custom to them. So that's like been a really great growth hack for them. Farcade is one of our most popular mini apps, and they can there's lots of like different like games within their mini app, and so you can see there's like tower blocks, and you can just play these games that look like just like regular mobile games. And then other users in the network can play these games themselves. So I think that this is really neat. Now I would say there's like just showing some of the more like token based mini apps. So Warp Slot is a good example where you have you can like spin these like slot machines, and then you can win tokens. This has been incredibly popular, especially for a lot of like newcomers. So you can see I got this token, and you can actually share that within the social feed. And so people can now click and discover this. So that's why I was saying the share button is like incredibly powerful. I also want to highlight AMPS, which I think is like done a really good job. And so if you like have an announcement or you just have like a large distribution on Farcaster, you can actually have you can actually pay for people to recast your posts. And so let's say that like this is one that I want to have highlighted. You can actually like see who's following you, and you can pay for someone to recast this. And so it's all an on-chain transaction. It's all done permissionlessly. And I think it's just a really great way to like amplify launches. And then I just want to quickly show Morpho, which is, I mentioned one of our more popular like DeFi mini apps. And so there's you can earn yield on ETH and USDC. And so this is like depositing USDC. I can enter an amount. I think my iPhone mirroring is messing it up a little bit, but you can start earning yield on Morpho. Noise I showed there, but let me just like briefly show what it looks like, so you can actually see like how much everyone's earning on the network. So like, for example, like I can configure my tipping here. So everyone's like receiving tips based off of what I'm setting things at. Takes a bit to load. So you can see like, okay, I earned 33 cents for this post. You can see like, this post earns $7. And you can kind of see like real-time feeds. So I think this is really well done and a great way for users to earn their first $1 in their crypto wallet. So those are, and then lastly, MiniWord. This is the crossword puzzle I mentioned. This one goes viral like very regularly, like each day. And so you can see they did a great job of having this leaderboard where you can see like people's times for completing this crossword. And then you can actually brag that you completed it. And you can see here, it's like a customized image. And so you can see that there's like a streak involved, and then like the time and my profile. And that just really helps things go viral because it's custom. And then another cool thing is you can actually like donate and receive like a little Halo badge. So it's another way that people can monetize. So let me just check in if there were any questions. Okay, so are mini apps on Farcaster required to run on specific blockchain? So it has to run on whatever we support with Farcaster Wallet. So we support a lot of different chains. So Base is just one of them, but yeah, anything that's supported, I can share a list as well. But it's most of like the mostly used EVM chains plus Solana, plus we just added Hyper EVM recently. Cool. Okay. And then, yeah, feel free to keep asking any questions. So then let me share screen again. World Chain is not supported right now. But we do have, we do like Farcade, like it is on World and on Farcaster. They don't have on-chain transactions, but they have ported their app over, so you can actually build like the same app on World and on Farcaster and vice versa. But then you would just have to like customize the transactions that you're doing, since we don't support World Chain specifically. Cool. So this is just like some general advice on like how do you grow your mini app usage. So I would like highly optimize around like how can you get users to share your mini app. I think that is like the most unique differentiator, where like you can just leverage the feed and just like try to create experiences that like people want to share, like some accomplishment they had in your mini app or something they spent money on that they're excited about. It's otherwise just like a complete missed opportunity, in my opinion. And then obviously like talking to your users, I mentioned you can like DM people really easily. Farcaster community is like very, very nice about giving feedback, and like very honest feedback too. You have like people that are always willing to like test things. There's a mini app tester group of like almost 300 people that are willing to just try out mini apps and give feedback. So if you message me on Farcaster, I'm happy to add you to that group and you can share what you've built and get feedback there. Otherwise, like I just like have cold DMs like so many people when we were building on Farcaster, and people are really great about giving user feedback. As I mentioned, like the trending mini apps rankings based off this algo, I think that just like will help. That'll like help you with distribution. So like making sure that you are, optimizing for people opening up your mini app and trying it out. The share button, mint button is another thing that's really great. I actually like heard from multiple devs that it's a really great way of like monetizing, like even if it's a small amount, like people like minting things. And so like people have minted their leaderboards, that like the score they had. People like mint like NFTs all the time. So I think that like finding a place, if you want to monetize, like having a mint is pretty valuable. I would lean into social features. So there's a mini app, Farcaster, that was like constantly going viral for a very long time on Farcaster. And they leveraged the social features really well, where there was like a leaderboard and you can see like where friends on the network were guessing as well. So the game was like GeoGuessr, but on Farcaster. And so you could see like the location where others guessed. And I think that was like really smart. And then, as I mentioned, send notifications. You can see with Mini Word, the crossword puzzle one I showed you, it had like a streak where it said like, oh, you had like 3-day streak where you did the crossword puzzle. People really like these kind of things, like having some interaction where they come back every day, or there's some challenge or there's a streak. Like just keeping users engaged is really great. And that part's no different than just building like an app outside of Farcaster. But I think that making sure that you are thinking about things is valuable. And then, yeah, just some other info. Actually, let me just check if there's any question. Cool. No, we're good. The other piece is, mini app communities. So there's this thing called channels on Farcaster. For those that aren't familiar with it, it's kind of like the equivalent of a subreddit on Farcaster. So you can have a Twitter feed of people posting in a channel, and the channel can be different topics. Like it could be about food, travel. There's a founders channel where people building in the space talk about like difficult things they're experiencing. giving advice to others. And so the relevant channels for like mini app builders are actually like FC devs, frame devs, frames v2. I think those are really great channels if you have questions, or you want to even just like building in public and sharing your experience, like is super valuable for a lot of people. Like I think Farcaster just like really has like a building in public culture. That's one thing that's really drawn me to Farcaster. So yeah, highly recommend checking those out. I mentioned there's the mini app tester group chat. Happy to add you to that. And then there's also this like dev mini app group chat with 700 people that has the entire Farcaster Eng team, as well as a ton of devs in the community. And this is a really great place for like real-time support. Like if you're running into a bug or need help troubleshooting something, you can, yeah, you can ask there. I will add you to that chat if you're interested. Just message me. Yeah, and then I think an example here is like Eggs is a mini app, and they have their own channel, so you can like cross post updates. Posting a channel doesn't affect your distribution in the Farcaster feed, and so you can actually post both in a channel, but then it also goes out to your regular home feed. So I think it's a great way to kind of just like aggregate updates to your community, so you can be like, hey, like, you know, check out this channel to see like all the recent changes we've made. I will say like one interesting thing about Farcaster culture is a lot of people gravitate more towards individual accounts and not as many brand accounts. And so you will see that quite a bit where like the builder themselves will post updates versus the brand account. That being said, like there's definitely like successful brand accounts for sure, but there's this like culture around like getting to know the individual and the builders themselves. So that's been like I think like a more popular method when you see people trying to engage with the community. Yeah, and then let's see the next. Yeah, just like general resources. I have miniapps.xyz. Those are our docs. I'll also share the Farcaster mini apps ideas. There's a channel called Someone Build that is just like ideas of people saying like, someone build this mini app. And I've just been aggregating them regularly to post into this like Google Doc. And so there's like over 100 ideas in that doc. So I'll share that here. And then there's also how to build viral mini apps by Limone. That one's a really great post because it is the creator of Farville, and they talk about like these are the things that were really valuable to them, and so they have like, yeah, they have really great like feedback on that as well. So I'll share some of those links in the chat. So this is the Farcaster mini app ideas here, and then the other one is the how to build viral, yeah, viral mini apps here. And then obviously we have our like Farcaster mini apps docs. So I'll just share all these links here. And then just like you might end up using Nanar, which is like the main info provider for Farcaster. They are really great to work with. They have like free accounts available, so you can also use them if you end up building something longer term. You can sign up for an upgraded account. But yeah, they make a lot of the stuff building on Farcaster easier because they handle things on their end. So recommend checking them out. They also have their own docs here, which I totally recommend as well. Cool. I think that's, yeah, very high level overview. Any other questions that I can help answer? Otherwise, you're very welcome to message me on Farcaster, and I can, yeah, give like individual feedback, or even if you want to hop on a call, happy to do that as well. Yeah, I think that's it from me, unless anyone has any other questions.
Hi, yeah, thank you very much for that. I think we've got a couple of people messaging or typing in the chat right now, whether or not they're just saying thanks or asking a question. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, thank you very much. It's very clear. I mean, just as a maybe in case someone is typing out a question, needs a bit of time, maybe I'll sort of ask you one,
Sure.
and sort of it's almost unrelated, but you know, if you had a spare weekend, then you could just build whatever you like. Like, what's sort of the one thing that you yourself would most like to see, or could, or sort of build yourself?
Ooh, that is a tough one. I kind of would just go off of that like Farcaster Mini App idea list. I think that games just work really, really well. So like, I think I would have either built like some like fun game for people to play with, or I think these like personality test things work really well because like these are just really fun and customizable for people. But yeah, I think I have to think about it because I haven't had. I'm also not like an engineer myself, but there's a lot of people that have been like vibe coding mini apps. So yeah, it's been on my list to build at some point. I don't know. What about you? What do you have any?
I don't know. I'm actually it's a bit of old school, but I'm a big fan of Scrabble. You know, I don't really like Scrabble, so maybe I'll try and build some sort of Scrabble or like crossword kind of game.
That would work really well. Like you should, because Words with Friends is super popular. And so we don't actually have the equivalent on Farcaster that's taken off. And you know things like that would do well. So that's a great
exactly. Yeah, sort of maybe, you know, the next sort of Flappy Bird or something like that, just something that's really quite simple but really takes off very well.
Yes, we've had like several iterations of Flappy Bird, and what's cool is like everybody will like include their own icon. So like we had like a Flappy Trump recently, and it was just like Trump's head. So yeah, lots of really cool things. But yeah, games work really well. I get excited anything that like leverages the social graph, because I think that's like the most unique part about Farcaster. Is like how can you incorporate like the rest of the community and making people feel like, you know, there's social context to what they're doing. There's a lot of like token launchers that have done well on Farcaster as well, and you can see like who launched the token, which is like really valuable social context. So yeah, that's what I'd recommend. I think someone's still typing, so I don't know.
Yeah, it could be that they're typing out a question, or they may have just put a character in the chat and they're not watching anymore.
Oh yeah,
maybe in that case they could. Oh, okay, they've just stopped. I think it might be the second one. Great. Well, thank you very much for the workshop, and yeah, as you say, if anyone's got any questions, please feel free to ping a member of the Encode team on the Encode Discord, or I'm sure Linda as well would be very happy to help. So great, thank you very much, and hope to see you guys all soon. Goodbye.
Cool. Bye.